Hey everyone, and welcome to World Heritage Journey. Today, we're at the Complex of Hue Monuments in Hue, Vietnam. So today, we're in central Vietnam, in the town of Hue, and behind me you can see the Citadel, the centerpiece of this World Heritage Site. From 1802 right through until 1945, this was the cultural, economic, and political heart of the Vietnamese kingdom and empire. There's some really cool stuff to see behind these walls, and I'm super excited to have a look. Let's go. Although this World Heritage Site covers several different areas around the city of Hue, the definitive highlight here is the imposing and beautiful Quay Citadel. It was constructed in the early 18th century after the capital had been moved south from Hanoi, and it ended up as the last imperial capital of Vietnam. On arrival, you're greeted with the huge Noon Gate looming over a parade square. It's here that the emperor would watch his troops parade and grant honours to new civil servants or mandarins entering his administration. And like with other imposing gates that we've seen in Vietnam, the centre archway was reserved for the emperor's exclusive use. His family, courtiers, assistants and helpers all had to use certain other gates depending on their rank. Because the citadel is so much more recent than other citadels that we've seen in Vietnam, the buildings seem to be in much better condition, which I guess is hardly surprising. However, Hue was the scene of very heavy fighting during the war, and 1968's Tet Offensive saw all but 10 of the citadel's 160 buildings completely destroyed. Even today, there are large sections inside the citadel that are just completely empty. So it's a bit hard to know what's original here and what's been rebuilt. But what you can see here is magnificent. Aside from the imposing Noon Gate, you can also see the Hall of Supreme Harmony, which is the last ever throne room used by Vietnamese emperors. There's also other features such as the Gate of Manifest Benevolence, the Pavilion of Splendor, several temples, pleasure gardens, the Mandarin buildings for the court officials, and even a royal reading room. All of these are decorated in exquisite style and with beautiful classic Vietnamese motifs. We had a great day wandering around and exploring every little obscure corner of the Citadel, and we'd highly recommend a visit.